Do. Personal logs. Error fire removed by local user. Okay. Yeah, he said there was a... Oh, there it is. Activate button.
Good
Escape
afternoon,
tunnels.
This is your officer speaking.
Hello? Me and mine explore the escape tunnels. Give me a moment here.
Thought I saw something.
Yep, you did.
Let's do
Oh, okay. They are hostile. Oh. Vigilant. Vigilante. Ooh, ooh.
Open marshmallows rain down upon our end.
Okay, good one, guys. Don't think they're really going to have much of anything worth looting. Yep, doesn't look like it. Yep.
No one panic.
Shh. Well, we are definitely not hidden. Requires terminal. Remote door control. Open door. Opening door.
We'll get through this. Stay calm.
Oh, ow. Rude.
You crazy? No, no.
There we go.
Please help me. The password is 8419.
Okay. Someone on the other side of the wall just gave us a password. Jack! Exclamation point Stanton. Okay, so... Yeah. Got blood all over this. Okay. Security door control. Open door. Okay. Hello. Speak to Dr. Richards. Hey, Mr. Richards. Read a lot about you. And your annoying announcements.
Hey.
My God. A person. An ordinary person. I thought I'd never see a face like that again. Please tell me. How long has it been? Tell me.
Who are you? Do you really want to know? It's not good news. I'm not going to tell you that. The Great War has been over for 200 years.
The Great War has been over for 200 years.
200 years. Could it really be? 200 years of staring at that horrible face at the window. Oh God, this vault.
You've been here for 200
If
years?
that's how long it's been, then yes. Everything the vault ran smoothly for maybe 7 years. Then the residents started rioting.
Have you been here for 200 years? What happened here? Why can't you just leave? My God, I'm sorry. Yeah, you've been hiding down here for 200 years?
Have you been here for 200 years?
Please, don't make me say it again.
Okay. Well, what happened here?
What happened here?
It was awful. Just awful. Everything was so chaotic at the start. I didn't even think twice about running the Vault-Tec's insane experiment.
Okay, why can't you leave?
Why can't you just leave?
Until you got here, I was trapped. The door you came through only opens from one side. The one side behind me is broken. I've been waiting 200 years. Waiting for them to guess the password. It seemed inevitable. I can't keep this to myself anymore. I have to tell someone. Do you have time to listen to my story?
Yeah, may as well. How long will it take? I think I've heard enough for now. I'm not interested in your life story. Okay,
How long will it take?
I won't lie to you. My story's a long one. If you've been in the vault, you might have worked most of it out already. I wouldn't judge you if you wouldn't want to hear it.
yeah, tell me.
Okay, I'm listening.
I don't know how much you've worked out from seeing the vault, but I'll start at the beginning. I don't know how they knew so early, but I received a warning that nuclear war was on its way, over an hour before the bombs hit. I arrived at the vault before anybody else. Vault-Tec was paying the owner of the mini-mart above, Frank, I think that was his name, to stay open 7 days. I told him I was here for the tests. When the alarm sounded, I could see what was going on through the CCTV. Everyone was pushing and shoving, trying to get in. Things calmed down a little when Chief Stone arrived and made a show of force. I don't know how it happened, but the Assaultron turned on. It attacked the mini-mart staff and a vault scientist.
Getting a drink of water there. Sorry about that. What happened to them? I think I've heard enough for now. I'm not interested in life story. That must have been terrible. What happened to them?
What happened to them?
They were all killed. The mini-mart staff didn't have a place in the program. When they tried to force their way in, the Assaultron attacked.
That must have been terrible.
That must have been terrible.
It was. And it wasn't even the worst part. Once everyone was locked in the vault, my new directive became unlocked. I discovered that Vault-Tec had intentionally left us without a security force. None of the volunteers were sent an alert. They never arrived. It was all part of some insane experiment that I was to conduct, the first stage of which was involved barring Chief Stone from entering the population. Of everything I did as overseer, that is what I am most ashamed of. I did it without question. I locked down the elevator and left him in the gear room. He sent me so many messages. They started off angry, and then he begged. He gradually became less coherent. I started deleting them without even reading.
Oh, but you missed his
Then
song.
one day they stopped. I only met Chief Stone once, during induction. He seemed like a good man, and I betrayed him.
How could you do that? You should have intervened. I think I've heard enough for now. I'm not interested in your life story. That's terrible. Oh, do I want to make him feel worse? Sure.
How could you do that? You should have intervened.
I didn't expect you to understand. Things were so chaotic that day. I thought maybe Vault-Tec would find out. That they would shut the whole program down if I disobeyed them. I thought I was helping.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
That's terrible.
You don't know the half of it. I think about him sometimes. I suppose he died up there. Things were so chaotic after the bombs. With no security force, I was expected to enforce the discipline by simply asking the residents not to commit crimes. They would work in the vault exchange for behavior tokens. They could spend those at machines. There would also do attend seminars teaching them how to not to be criminals. We wouldn't enforce attendance, so I incentivized them with tokens. I was powerless to unlock anyone who committed a crime. None of the doors in the vault were fitted with locks, and we had no jail facilities.
I know this must be hard for you. Please tell me the rest. I think I've heard enough for now. What happened after that? Yeah.
I know this must be hard for you. Please, tell me the rest.
We're not even to the hardest part yet. This didn't start off all bad. I recruited the science staff to serve as an amateur security. And we made a cell in the lab. Most people we asked to spend time in there did. We had more than enough walkout to start sowing discontent among the residents. We had a spat of thefts, large number of behavior tokens going missing. People started refusing to spend time in any of the cells, even those who used to. What really started things off was the murder. Julie Harrison's husband. I can't remember his name now.
Why the glum face? I thought random murder was routine around here. uh. Yeah.
Why the glum face? I thought random murder was routine around here.
I didn't know how things have changed on the surface in the last 200 years, but remember, random murder was certainly not routine.
What did you do?
What did you do?
I did everything in my power to find who was responsible, which was very little. We found out the guy who done it pretty quickly. It was a guy called Carl Peters. He was drinking and doing drugs. God knows where he got it all from. He walked straight into Harrison's quarters, killed the father, and stole the behavioral tokens. We tried to detain him, but he got violent. He wouldn't go to any seminars. We couldn't do anything. Another resident, Jack Stanton, organized a vigilante group and started killing other residents, just on a hunch that they might be criminals.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as the rioting broke out, I issued a state of emergency, which locked down resident and science blocks, but it wasn't enough. The science team held off the residents as long as they could. They were overwhelmed. The residents blew through my office wall, and I escaped through the tunnels. I couldn't save anyone.
You can't blame yourself. It sounds like you were outmatched. So how did you end up as a ghoul?
You can't blame yourself. Sounds like you were outmatched. Probably would have killed you too.
Maybe it would have been better if I had stayed there. And I too. Maybe everybody would have moved on instead of coming down here and becoming monsters.
So, how did you end up as ghouls?
Ghouls. Is that what you call what happened to me? Huh. Seems appropriate. I think somebody must have damaged the generators. When I go down to the chamber, I found a door where it won't open. The escape tunnels were flooded with radiation. I could see by my hands and Jack's face that it was changing us. It was a long time before I found out I didn't age. I didn't get hungry or thirsty. I was doomed to be killed. Jack made sure I knew it was slow. I guess it's what I would get for going along with Vault-Tec's experiments. But what choice did I have? I did the best I could with the resources I had.
So, little side note, apparently ghouls are supposed to get hungry and thirsty, it's just they don't age. It's only with the quest Kid in the Fridge in Fallout 4 here, where they made it seem like you could live without food and water. It's a controversial thing that popped up in this game. Is there anything else I should know?
Is there anything else I should know?
Nope. That's it. That's my story. I try to find out why Vault-Tec did what they did, but we'll never know. When I declared the state of emergency, it opened some more files. I found out Vault-Tec had intentionally interspersed known criminals into the population. They did it just to see what would happen. They even had contingencies in place in case of rioting. I was to stay locked in my office, and they were deliberately built a narrow choke point as access so it could be defended. Here, take the files. And my log too. Someone might as well remember what happened here. Look, will you do something for me? Destroy this vault, this place of atrocity. It should be buried, not left as a twisted museum piece. If you overload the generators, it should create an explosion big enough to seal the entrance. We'll all be buried here.
Just tell me what I need to do. Uh, you aren't stuck here. You could leave if you wanted. I'm not going to help you. You're on your own. Alright, I'll do it. Well, it was a messed up situation, but...
You aren't stuck here. You could leave if you wanted.
But I don't want to. I've spent more of my life in this cave than out of it. It's almost normal to me now. Besides, I don't deserve to leave.
That's sad. What do I need to do?
Just tell me what I need to do.
It should be fairly easy to do. Just go up to each generator and pull out anything that looks important. That should short out the whole system. Within a few minutes, the place will blow up. Just be quick. When you damage the generators, the room will fill with radiation. You'll probably only have a few minutes to run to the exit. I'll almost certainly be killed, but you can just kill me before you leave if you'd rather. I don't care. It's up to you.
Ooh.
I'm happier than a tornado in a trailer park.
Ooh. Decisions. Wow, Elvis, you look creepy. Breaking ground, property damage, and how to do it. This door? Yep, that door is inaccessible. Oh boy. Leave the vault without destroying it. Kill Dr. Richards. Damage the 3 remaining generators. Oh, guys, what should we do? What should we do? I mean, being buried alive, I would say, is a fate worse than death. What are you doing, Armstrong? No, seriously, what are you doing? High five. Okay. Jeez. Okay, I'll make it as fast as possible. Sorry. Okay. And he also gave me some stuff, didn't he? I believe he did, but I can't remember what it was called. Personal logs. Is this the, Oh God. As per Vault-Tec instructions, I am opening a log which is to keep periodically in the event that the Vault-Tec program becomes active. Having just completed orientation, considering this my first entry of said logs, if we're lucky, it'll be the last. Here's something I never thought I'd have to write. Entry number 2, I've got the call, and 9 a.m. nuclear war was coming. I don't know how they knew so early, but they did. I hid what I was doing from Stockton. I told him I was here for extra tests. I didn't see most of what happened outside, but on the CCTV, I saw the floods of people pouring into the mini-mart. Shortly before 10 a.m., it was chaos, people pushing and shoving. I could see the figure of Chief Stanton, head and shoulders above the others. He fired his gun into the air, into the ceiling. There was no sound on the cameras, but I could tell by the faces he was yelling at them. Once the last person was in the cave, the Mini-Mart staff must have realized they didn't have a place in the program. When they turned to get back down the stairs, the Assaultron activated. I watched the slaughter, then at maybe 9:45, the screen went black and I felt the ground shake. Stone is still in the gear room, completing the final administration process. I have just seen my new directive unlock. I'm supposed to lock him in the gear room. Vault-Tec have devised some experiment in utopian ideals, and it involved us having no security force. I don't know what to do. Stone seems like a good man. He's a little rough, but he has a good heart. If I don't do it, Vault-Tec might cancel the program and open the vault. They can do that, I think. They have a master control center or something. I think they mentioned it in induction. I don't know what to do. I did it! I sealed the elevator and locked Chief Stone in the gear room. He's been sending me endless messages over the last few weeks. He started out angry, but now he's just begging me. They're getting less and less coherent. He keeps talking about the Protectron they've put up there, how the two of them are coming to get me, how they're friends now. I've stopped reading them. I just delete them now. I can't look at them. It's too horrible. I have also been instructed to not leave my office, and so that morning I stood at the window and addressed the residents via the intercom system. They looked so afraid, so worried, but they didn't have to take on the responsibilities I do. How am I going to enforce discipline with nothing but seminars and plastic tokens? Things have been going smoothly in the vault, surprisingly smoothly. They have been, and there had been an odd scene of community spirit amongst the residents, and they really seem to the pulling together. Perhaps Vault-Tec is right. People might only need the right assurance, and they'll do the right thing. The mandatory 180 shelter period has passed. 180 shelter period has passed, and there has been no word from Vault-Tec. I was led to believe that there would be some kind of notice or something. The vault is to stay sealed for at least 20 years, but it was my understanding that we would be in periodic contact with Vault-Tec. I'm not sure what to make of that. I've been neglecting my log. I know a long time has passed since the bombs. Not sure how long exactly, but I'd guess a few years, long enough for me to start lowering the behavioral token payments for work. I'm not sure if that is a good idea. There have already been grumblings about the system, as well as an increase in crime year on year. I'm not convinced this process is working. I have been in contact with the doctor about setting up some kind of pseudo-security office for the science staff. He seemed to think it was a good idea. We've begun the process of converting one of the labs into a cell. The door won't lock, of course, so we can't force anyone to stay, but hopefully they've been conditioned enough by the system to simply do it out of community goodwill. I don't have high hopes. The cell in the lab was working well at first, but fewer and fewer people have been agreeing to spend time in it. On top of that, there have been more and more thefts, and I'm powerless to do anything about it. Discontent is rising. I fear it is only a matter of time before someone does something drastic. I could arm the science staff, but I'm somewhat wary about doing that. The use of criminal deterrent is forbidden under Vault-Tec's rules, and I'm not completely unconvinced they're not watching me. In the meantime, I'm going to schedule additional instances of me and mine seminars and hope that calms things down sorry. I was looking at the recording time. Entry 9. The worst has happened. Someone has been murdered. Robbie Harrison has been killed and his behavioral token stolen. Francis Big Frank Stockton has agreed to offer the family temporary accommodations while we investigate. I don't know what I'm going to do about this. I don't know if there's anything I can do without breaking my directive. Once we find the perpetrator, we'll attempt to detain him as long as possible, but that's about as much as in my power. Discontent is getting worse. I fear if I do nothing handle this situation properly, then this place could boil over. The residents are writing. I'm issuing a state of emergency. Vault-Tec, if you're watching, it would be, if you're watching, now would be the right time to intervene. They're close. I'm going to have to use the escape tunnel. Please help me. Okay. So, let's move on and go blow this place sky high. Okay, everyone, out of my way, out of my way. Okay. So, we've got, I think that's the exit. Destroy! Okay, the rads are spiking. Destroy! Destroy! Oh, okay. Okay, everyone run. I'm alone. Okay. Running, 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 running! Get out of here.
Whoop.
Yes.
Going up.
Get out of my way.
Okay, oop, wrong way, wrong way. Hello. You might want to run.
Greetings, Vault-Tec. Enjoy your stay in Vault-Tec Vault.
494.
Okay, I can't tell you,
That's
to
all for
run.
now.
Have a nice day.
Oh, poor robot. Oh, we gotta save our own hides. To the elevator. Oh! Oh boy! Okay. Okay. Let's take a look back.